I'm going to make a tutorial and teach you how to make this video screen page, which is able to scroll through videos, and the components that you're going to be using is the X button, so some buttons, and you're going to display your videos through the data viewer grid, which links to a spreadsheet where you're going to keep the links to each of the videos so that when you click on it, you're able to display the video. This is what the code looks like before starting anything. Make a Google Sheet that will contain all of the video sources stuff that you want to keep. So in this case, we have the caption for the video, the URL for the image. I'll add that. Image URL. Then we have the user. This is useful for if you have users posting later, but it's not going to be really useful to us in this video. This is the date that it was posted, and the video URL, which is the video that's going to be displayed once you open the little panel. So once you've created this spreadsheet, keep in mind that it has to be in the same Google account as you created your Thunkable in. You can add your data source, and the way you do this is you create new, you add your Google Sheets, and you select your sheet. And in this case, we're going to be using the tutorial video table that I just made. So these are good settings. Perfect. So now we can see all of the information that we have. If you ever need to reload this table, you can always sync with source just to make sure that you're seeing the right information. Okay, and then once you have that, we can go ahead and add our data viewer grid to the main page. So this is going to be kind of the place where it's displaying all of our beautiful images and where the videos will be displayed in the future. So I'm just going to quickly add a label. And then we also want to make sure to have a video viewer. So now we want to populate the data viewer grid. So let's select a sheet. The data source needs to be the tutorial video table that we initially added. And the sheet is going to be sheet 1. So now we see that we see different ways to display it, so you guys can choose the way you want your videos to be displayed. This one looks good to me, and the picture is the image URL that we put. So now you can see that. And the text is going to be the caption, and the subtitle can be the user for now, but I don't think you have to put a subtitle at all if you don't want to. Let's see. Yeah, I think you can just pick one without a subtitle, actually. There you go. So we're just going to leave it like that, with the images like that. Okay, so the next thing that you're going to want to do is to add the video player screen. So this is where the video is going to display once you've actually clicked into it from the data viewer. So you're just going to add that on top. So now that you've done that, you got to make sure to add your buttons. So we have to have an X button, which is the way that you're going to be Xing out of the video once you're done with it. And we put a plus button to be able to post in the future. So we can add that now as well. So let's name that X button, and we'll name this add button. Perfect. Okay, and once we've done that, we can go ahead and move into the blocks. We're going to start by initializing some variables. So we want an app variable that will initialize the video name. Let's see. There we go. And then we want a app variable that initializes the video index. This will be where it lies on the spreadsheet. Perfect, so we'll initialize it to 1. So we want to actually add some actions with the data viewer grid. The data viewer grid is right here. Perfect, so you gotta add this. So now we're going to set the app variable video when the item is clicked to get the value from the video table, which is the data table that we added. Let's see, data sources, get value from the tutorial video table. Perfect, sheet 1, and then you're going to want to change this to the video URL. And then the row ID is going to be, I just copied this and put it into here. Now we're going to work with the video screen so that once the element on the data viewer grid is clicked, you're able to see the video in the video 1 frame that we put earlier. So we're going to put the app variable video into this little chunk here. So let's get the variable like that. And then I'm just copying this. Video 1's play to true. So we're going to just play it automatically. And then now we're going to set the X button's background color to a certain color. So this allows you to be able to make it disappear. The next thing that we're going to put is an if statement. If video 1 is playing, so let's go into video 1. Yeah, like that. Then we want to set data viewer grid 1 to be invisible to false. We're going to set video 1's visible to true. So we're going to take that, visible to true. Oh. And then we're going to set video 1's Y to 50, which just scales the video to the appropriate size for a screen. We're going to start by adding this X button click function. And when the X button's clicked, we're trying to exit out of the video. So this means that we need to actually get rid of the video and what the video is showing. And we do this by setting the video's video to an empty string. We don't set it to null here because we want to be able to reset it when we click on another video in the future. Now we're going to set the X button's visible to true so that you can see the X button once it plays. So let's change visible to false, sorry. So we're going to set it to false so that once the X button's actually clicked, you stop seeing the X button while you're like scrolling through the data viewer. And actually we have to add something to our old code over here and set our X buttons visible to true once a video actually starts playing. So this is when you actually click on an item, the X button will be true. So next we're going to set the data viewer grid visible to true once the X button is clicked. So, oops. True. And finally, we're going to set the video 1's Y coordinate to some large number so that it's off the screen. That's a good number for now. And that should be it for your X button. Okay, the final thing that we're going to add is when the screen opens, we're going to make sure to refresh the data grid. Perfect. Just like that. And that should be good. We should test it now. Okay, so now we can go to the web previewer and test.
1, 2, 3, 4. Doom tech.
Perfect. So the X button disappears like we want it to.
Lately I have this.
Very nice. And that should be it for this tutorial. Thank you for listening.